men have been picking some macadamia. Yeah.
From the first month, from the first week, we began to demonstrate against the wall. A lot of internationals began to arrive, JUs, to support our resistance against aliens. They asked us one thing: we don't want violence. And we agreed for that. Because also we don't want violence, because we know well that as much as we practice violence, we will give more justifications for the Israelis to kill more Palestinians. And at the same time, we don't want to cause pain for the Israelis, because as long as we cause this pain for them, as long as the long-wanted peace will be so far from us. And for us it's enough, we need the peace. This shows the world that the problem here is not between Palestinians and the Jewish. It's between Palestinians and the occupation.
Yes.
And Bush must understand this. Bush must understand that the problem is with the occupation, not with the Jewish religion. So what is our choice? It's only to stay in the land, to stay in Palestine, to try to have something to deport the occupation, to remove the occupation. It's our right. And we hope that the international community will support us.
North of Jerusalem, in Beit Hanina, we visit the headquarters of the Stop the Wall campaign to meet with Jamal Juma.
You know, the wall, they are going to put the wall here in the middle of the street. This is the main street that leads from from Jerusalem to Ramallah.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the historical street, the same as Jericho 1, Jericho-Jerusalem road that you saw. It's totally disclosed. Right. Now, on the middle of the street here, from the checkpoint of Al-Dahiyah until the checkpoint of Kalandia, it's going to be in the middle of the street, separating this part from the other part. On the other part, it will be like a ghetto with 65,000 people is living in, totally isolated from Jerusalem. And it's like, you see, it's like, you can't imagine that they are going to separate the people here from each other. That's the big question, as the same that you saw in Abu Dis, about what security behind this. Where is the security argument? It's separating home from home.
Of course.
Palestinians from Palestinians, destroying their life. So this is part of the huge project that Israel is doing around Jerusalem. It's this whole destruction for the Jerusalem, particularly socially, economically, and of course politically. They want to get out as much as they can from the Palestinians from inside the city, to make the Arab Palestinians there is a minority, just small communities separated between the settlements, and that's it. It's a full control over Jerusalem. And the minute they make full control over Jerusalem with its metropolitan, it means that from Jerusalem up to Jericho, this is the narrowest area in the West Bank. So they will totally cut off West Bank into two pieces, not separated to each other. So it means that it will never ever being able the Palestinians to have their state. And that's, you can imagine what's after that. And it's like complicating the conflict, became so bad, the situation deteriorated. It's like putting an end for any solution.
It was never ever these people have anything separated them from each other. This wall had been put in between the houses, in the middle of the historical streets. Like Jericho, Jerusalem road, 6,000 years old, it was never ever closed. 23 civilizations came to this area. None of them have been closed this street. It's the street of the Jesus when he went to Jericho, from Jerusalem to Jericho, his journey there. I have been by chance there with some of the artists. So I was talking about the street, so then one of them is immediately, he said, it means Jesus, if he want to come back again to do the same trip, he need a miracle to do that. He need to use one of his miracles to jump over the wall. Totally not acceptable. The same as this street that leads from Jerusalem to the northern areas. It's totally cut off. What they were doing in Jerusalem is totally inhuman, totally crimes. They are destroying the whole social structure and economical structure of East Jerusalem. Destroying the neighborhoods from each other. All the opened area, the empty area, they are putting and declaring settlements on them. People is not going to be silenced while they are saying their property and their history have been destroyed, their culture have been destroyed, everything. This is the land here for the Palestinians. Doesn't it not mean just a land for getting food from it? This is a historical relationship between them and the land. This people is created in this land. The ties with this land is like culturally, historically, their ancestors' footprints. You find trees here 1,000 years ago. This means a lot for the people. He see in this tree that the tree of his family, the tree of his roots here. So destroying the land of the people, destroying their life, destroying their culture, destroying everything for them. Go to the literature, to the poems that the people have. It's all about the land, it's all about the seasons, it's all about their culture, their heritage, their history. So by confiscating their land, by destroying their trees, by destroying you are destroying everything for them. It means that their existence became threatened. You can't come and build a wall in the edge of the village, isolate all their land, all their source of income, all their history with it. So we were working intensively with the Palestinian communities, organizing these communities in order to help them to stay in their lands, not to leave their land. Because major aims behind this wall is like push the people out of their land. Unfortunately, what Israel is doing now, the same thing that they were doing in 48 and 67, but now in a smarter way, the version of the 21st century. Just make the people's life impossible in their land, and they will choose to live by themselves. Look at this house. They destroyed part of it to build the wall. This house, they make it part of the wall. Look at these brothers, where the house is exactly in front of the house. His brother became on the other side. This is from the roof, you see. So if you want just to just to go interview them to see what they will say. It became worse than if your brother or your neighbor or I don't know were living in other country. Because here you can see him, but you will never be able to shake hands with him or to go to participate any occasion with him. This is the story here in Palestine. They are deciding the borders by themselves, and they are meant it to be a border. They put it surrounding the Palestinian populated areas, creating a kind of ghettos in the Palestinian populated area, while it's isolating all the agricultural land and the water resources on the other sides of the wall, taking out more than 52% of the West Bank to 58% of the West Bank to be confiscated and annexed to Israel. It is for the sake of expanding the settlements, make it bigger and bigger, and controlling the Palestinian populated areas by these walls, which is going to prohibit or to forbid any more creating any Palestinian state, any Palestinian identity. I don't think that this is going to bring any solution or any peace to the area. This is just complicating the issue. The Palestinians, after 55 years of struggle and sacrifice, they are not going to shake hands with the Israelis behind bars and walls and say to them, thank you, you are achieving the peace with us. They can't build any peace with this on the account of the Palestinian people, future, rights. These rights have been recognized by the international community. That's what the Palestinian people is asking for. So we are not demanding too much. We are demanding to live like any other people in the world. Give us our rights, give our freedom, give us a hope that we will have our next generation will live peacefully in their land. They will have their own identity, they have their own state. That's all.